Go as LordShaedow on the mic. I play to win, never to lose. In the contest of champions, I'm the one they choose. Swipe, my moves are slick. Dexterity more heavily, I dodge quick. Class champ, I'm the master of the game. Cosmic science, skill tech mutant, I claim. Arena and chill grind, that's how I roll. No stress, no drama, just on patrol to fight. I'm swift, my tactics excite. LordShaedow's in the arena, ready to ignite. From the streets to the screen, my skills are renowned in the world of Marvel. I'm the king crown, so listen up. Here's the story of the champ. LordShaedow's the name. I'm the grind track fan.
Hey everyone, Shadow here, and welcome to another Marvel Contest of Champions video. So in this video, we're going to be taking a deep dive into Kushala's kit. We're going to check her out. I have been using her just yesterday. I used her in the Necropolis, and I already liked her, but she actually impressed me. She was quite good. So we're going to look at her kit and find out a little bit more about her. So let's take a look at her synergy bonuses here. First one is with Cosmic Ghost Rider and OG Ghost Rider. Now I like to look at the synergy partners as well. And Cosmic Ghost Rider is somebody I can easily see putting on the team. Her damaging effects gain 10% increased potency. Okay, more damage. All right, the next one here, the one that stands out here is Wong. Wong is a very good champion for long-form content, and that includes the Necropolis. Activating a special attack 3 grants a non-stacking 10% amplified passive for 15 seconds. That's nice. Now we got another synergy here. Now I'm looking here, and honestly, mcoc and Sunspot are the ones that stand out. Longshot as well, but I don't really use him a lot. Incinerate effects are 15% more potent. That is nice. So I could see myself bringing one of those three on the team and using them, because Sunspot is a great nuker. All right, and the final one is Danny Moonstar and Chile. And I actually like Chile. I took her up to rank 2. Let's see. Kushala, Blessings of Power reduce the abilities the opponent's ability power rate by an additional 10% each. So that gives her a little bit more control, a little bit more utility. And I definitely can see myself bringing Chile on the team. All right, let's take a look real quick at her tags here. Yep, Dimensional Being. That was the worst Karina challenge in the Necropolis, let me tell you. All right, anyway. I do not have her awakened, but she doesn't really need it. So you can see here what her awakened ability does. The pause for activating the blessing with the fewest stacks lasts an additional 1 to 5 seconds. Her damaging debuffs have a 2 to 9% chance for each active blessing to be replaced with matching passives, with 20% increased potency. Now, I can really see that being useful. Like I said, she's good. Probably in most fights, if you have the 6-star at Sig 200 maxed out, you probably want to use that one because you'll get a lot more damage. Even with Kushala being my 7-star, you know. But I did use the 7-star in Necropolis, and someone mentioned that to me. The 6-star with high Sig might have been a faster fight. All right, this chance is doubled against cosmic opponents. And Kushala does not benefit from the Despair Mastery. Instead, she reduces the opponent's regeneration rate by 8% for each debuff or personal damaging passive on them, up to a maximum of 100%. So what that tells me is that she can potentially shut them down or possibly reverse their healing. I have not tested that out. Okay. But it says each rank in Despair Mastery increases this reduction by 4%. So if she's able, with the Despair Mastery, she doesn't benefit from it, but with the Despair... Now, see, that's something interesting. It says she doesn't benefit from it, but I'm seeing a benefit. But I know what they mean. You know, it's not that Despair and her debuffs benefit, but if you have 3 out of 3 in Despair, you're getting a 12% reduction over 100%, so you're going to be able to reverse the healing. So, and that maximum by 10%, yeah, you're going to be able to reverse the healing. All right, let's see. Kushala's connection to her spirit of vengeance grants her immunity to all bleed and incinerate. I run the recoil masteries, liquid courage, double edge. Double edge puts a bleed on you. So this makes her a little bit more friendly with the recoil. Her attacks deal energy damage. So she's great against champions that, like Korg, where energy damage does not trigger the damage back. Her power rate, her combat power rate is reduced by 20%, but that's not going to matter much for her. Personal damaging effects are paused during Kushala's special attacks. That's more damage. Okay, so her light attacks have a 40% chance to place an indefinite ignition. What does that do? Nothing. It's fuel. All right. Buff on the opponent. This chance is increased by 20% flat if the opponent is soul barbed. We'll get to that later. Max stacks 10. When the opponent gains a buff, Kushala passively gains 2% of her max power. So when she's going against buff heavy champions, remember I said about the Mystic Dispersion. I believe I mentioned Mystic Dispersion. She's going to be gaining power. Not Mystic Dispersion. I mentioned her combat power rate being reduced. This is why it doesn't really make too much of a difference. If she's going against somebody with a buff, she's gaining power. All right, now here we go. She does not benefit from Mystic Dispersion. Instead, each rank increases the amount of power she gains on buff activation. So that 2% that she gains increases. Now, here are her blessings, and she can get 3 of each of these. Okay, so the first blessing is on parry. Okay, it allows her to block unblockables from non-science champions and passively regenerate 25% of the damage taken from blocked hits. That is nice. Okay, that's the blessing of the eagle. Blessing of justice. The heavy attack activates that one. Okay, the opponent gets more aggressive, and it increases her damaging effects. Blessing of power. Okay, that's on intercept. Okay, and it increases her ability power rate by 15% and reduces the opponents by the same amount. All right, blessings are not affected by ability accuracy, so you can't prevent them with ability accuracy reduction. Each of the blessings lasts for 12 plus an additional 15 if activated while either champion is performing or recovering from a special attack 1 or 2. That is very useful. It'll make it easier to ramp her up. When activating a blessing while both other blessings have more active stacks, pause all blessings for 3 seconds. The ability accuracy of Kushala's personal effects and the parry mastery is increased by 35% for each unique blessing. So you kind of want to get all of her blessings up there. Her parry, her heavy attack, and her intercept. You want to get them up there because it's going to help. Okay? Now, her special attack 1. On the final hit, each buff on the opponent has a 50% chance to be nullified. That's a great utility. For each buff nullified, inflict an incinerate debuff. That is nice. Okay. Now, I remember a fight in Necropolis. They were asking, why are you doing special 1? And I didn't quite understand why they were asking me that. Someone had mentioned that the special 1 was the one to go with, but they had confused the specials, because you need your opponent to have buffs to do damage. So doing a special 1, yes, it'll remove the buffs, but then you can't do damage. So you do the incinerates, but they're not doing any damage. But in most cases, that special 1 is great. Okay? Inflict 4 additional incinerates if the opponent is soul barbed or degenerating. Speaking of soul barb, special attack 2. The final hit consumes 30% of the ignition buffs. Remember that ignition buff that did nothing, but it was fuel? This is why you want those buffs. The ignition buffs will inflict soul barb. Okay? While it's active, it deals energy damage per second for each buff on the affected champion. So if they have a lot of buffs on them, they're going to hurt bad with that soul barb. And your soul barb is going to do a lot more damage per the ignition. Okay? This duration is increased. That's just basically more damage for each buff consumed and for each incinerate effect on the opponent. Very nice. And then the special attack 3 places an indefinite judgment on the opponent, increasing the duration of Kushala's future blessings by 4 seconds. For each active blessing, inflict a degeneration debuff. So the more blessings you have when you fire that special 3, the better. Okay, so that is her kit. We're going to go into Realm of Legends and play around a little bit with her and see a lot of this in action. Okay, so I'll be right back. All right, we're going to go in with just Kushala. And I'm going to try to showcase a little bit of her potential. Okay, so we got the parry, heavy. You can see the blessings there. Okay. Let me fire off the special 1. Got a whole bunch of incinerates. Well, 2. We didn't have enough on there to really do some damage. Let's get a special 2 off, but I'm gonna try to get more blessings on here. Okay. There's the soul barb. Now, keep in mind that he has no buffs, so we're not doing as much. But look at that incinerate. Not only that, but he tends to be pretty passive in this Realm of Legends here. So I'm going to do that fight over. And this time, I'm going to get more incinerates on him. Or ignitions. And let's see what that looks like. Okay. There, I got a little intercept. Okay. Another intercept. Some heavies. Okay, let's get a soul barb in there. Okay. Degen vulnerability. There we go. We got 10. Look at that damage. Look at that. Just look at it. I'm not even touching him. Look at this. It's not gonna kill him. Okay. And then I can do this. Another special one. More incinerates. Just watch him melt. Give you an idea of just how nice her incinerates are. Let's see. Wasn't the fastest fight, but that's because I was playing around. But look at the hits, because I was letting the degen do its work. Now, let's try to get to a special 3 here. Okay, come on. And again, you know, we're not facing a buff-heavy champion. Okay. Still getting used to, you know, fighting with her here. All right, let's do a special 3. And this would be something I think I'd be using in longer fights. Okay, degen vulnerability. And you saw that degen from the special 3. Now, I'm not saying this is the best way to play her. I'm just trying to show you her different specials and what they do. And I am running the, you know, recoil mastery, so I was losing some health from a lot of specials, but she is an awesome champion. And she's definitely a candidate for rank 3 for me. Right now, she's rank 2. All right, so that is going to do it for the video. Take care. Hopefully, you've learned a little bit about her. I know I did. So take care, and you all have a blessed day.
Arena and chill grind, that's how we roll. No stress, no drama, just on patrol. In the fight, he's swift, his tactics be tight. LordShaedow's in the arena, ready to ignite. From the streets to the screen, his skills be renowned. In the world of Marvel, Lord the King crown.